We have some breaking news right now. The Border Patrol has confirmed arrests in Bakersfield and Kern County after several social media reports suggested that ICE and CBP were operating at gas stations and other businesses in Kern County and Bakersfield, California. But we now have confirmation that they were. According to a new spokesperson from the CBC, they say, quote, the U.S. Border Patrol conducts targeted enforcement raids of individuals involved in smuggling throughout our areas of operations as part of our efforts to dismantle transnational criminal organizations. Now, at the same time, the first of three, quote, Know Your Rights community town halls was held in Lamont in California following the week-long immigration operation. Now, according to reports, Border Patrol was literally trying to stop people at gas stations, businesses, targeting farm workers, essentially. No one really expected these arrests and raids like this to happen before Trump took office, but here we are.
Kern County, California, a region known for its vast farmlands and hardworking communities, is currently in the spotlight due to ongoing ICE raids. But what exactly does this mean for the people here, the local economy, and the wider issue of illegal immigration in the United States? Let's break it down. This month, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, has ramped up operations in Kern County. These raids target individuals suspected of being in the country illegally, with a particular focus on agricultural laborers, which is a large part of the economy here.
Tengan cuidado aquí en la Home Depot de la MIN. Aquí está la ICE. Aquí está la ICE. Tengan mucho cuidado. Tengan mucho cuidado.
In this video, a man is warning others of ICE presence at a local Home Depot location. And more videos like this one are popping up all over social media sites like TikTok and Facebook.
Empezaron a hacer redadas, señores. Eso fue ayer en Bakersfield, California, especialmente en el condado de Kern. Eso es una gasolinera, un gas station. Y ahí estaban parando personas, incluso parando vehículos, y aparentemente se llevaron algunos. Si usted vive cerca de esa área, tenga mucho cuidado. Le voy a poner una fotografía del gas station para si usted la reconoce, tenga cuidado porque las autoridades dijeron que van a estar haciendo este tipo de chequeos en toda esa área de ahí. Esta es la imagen de la parada donde se estaban haciendo esos retenes. Así que si usted conoce esa área, tenga mucho cuidado. Y si usted es una persona de trabajo, claro que no queremos que usted tenga problemas con migración. Necesitamos gente de trabajo en este país, latinos que vengan a trabajar. Y tengo entendido que eso es una área de gente muy trabajadora. No entiendo por qué están haciendo la redada. En esa área sí se supone que van a buscar los delincuentes. Aunque las autoridades andan buscando supuestamente delincuentes, sabemos que es inevitable que caigan inocentes.
This person is describing a scene at a Kern County gas station where ICE agents apprehended 2 vanfuls of presumed illegal farm workers. He explains that the agents are out looking for individuals that have deportation orders, but that it's inevitable for others to not be affected while they are carrying out these operations in the area. ICE has stated that their goal is to enforce immigration laws and ensure the security of the U.S. by targeting individuals who pose a risk, such as those with criminal backgrounds. However, critics argue that these operations often disproportionately affect low-income workers, many of whom are integral to the local economy. Just this month, ICE arrested over 50 individuals across Kern County in a series of coordinated raids. While ICE has emphasized that these are part of a nationwide push to enforce immigration laws, it raises concerns for the local community about its impact on families and local businesses.
Here, coming in, they buy their food, they go to work, and they were field workers. And as soon as they paid their food and everything, they went outside. And as soon as they went outside, they grabbed them. They started taking their belongings. They were all laughing while their food was getting thrown away.
They, as in Border Patrol agents. Employee Candy Garcia tells 17 News. Garcia says the agents, many undercover, parked right outside and took away 2 vanfuls of people.
To understand the scope of the issue, let's take a look at some national statistics. According to the latest data from the Department of Homeland Security, 2023, there are an estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants living in the United States. Of that number, approximately 7 million are believed to be employed, with a large portion working in agriculture, construction, and service industries. In California alone, an estimated 2.5 million undocumented immigrants reside in the state, many of whom contribute significantly to industries that depend on low-wage labor. Kern County, in particular, has one of the highest concentrations of immigrant workers, with agriculture being a key economic driver. But what happens when these workers are detained or deported? Let's take a look at how the removal of immigrant workers can disrupt everyday life. A report from the National Immigration Law Center, NILC, estimates that immigrant workers make up nearly half of the workforce in key industries such as farming, construction, and food processing. In Kern County, this could mean a shortage of workers during peak harvest seasons. If workers are detained or deported, local farmers might struggle to fill labor gaps, which could lead to crop loss, higher costs, and ultimately higher prices for consumers. The state also risks losing tax revenue from the labor force that is a major contributor to the agricultural economy. In 2019, Kern County reported a loss of nearly $300 million in agricultural production due to worker shortages during an earlier ICE sweep, and these figures could worsen with ongoing raids. But the impact doesn't stop there. Local businesses such as restaurants, retail, and transportation also depend on immigrant workers, and a sudden exodus of workers can strain these sectors. It's not just the economy that's affected by ICE raids, the social fabric of the community is deeply impacted as well. Families are torn apart, schools see increases in absenteeism, and local charities are overwhelmed with requests for assistance. When a primary breadwinner is detained or deported, families face immediate economic strain. Children in these families may struggle with their education due to the loss of income or the psychological effects of a parent's absence. Moreover, when ICE conducts raids in communities, it can create an atmosphere of fear and anxiety. Just watch this video of a local Kern County resident whose husband was just deported.
Para todos los que no creen lo que está pasando aquí en Bakersfield es verdad, cuídense mucho, mi esposo se lo acaban de llevar y no me contesta, no sé qué hacer, por favor ayúdeme a alguien que me dé orientación, algún abogado, cómo puedo saber de él, no sé qué vamos a hacer con mis niños, aquí estamos solos y él ya no contestó llamadas, mensajes y al parecer se llevaron mucha gente y estoy bien preocupada, por favor ayúdenme, se lo suplico.
She was clearly in distress and asking for help on what to do, stating that her family depends on her husband, and she also gives a warning to other Kern County residents to stay vigilant and stay indoors to avoid the same thing happening to them. Studies have shown that fear of deportation can lead to reduced participation in local services, including healthcare, education, and even police assistance, further isolating immigrant communities. Local advocacy groups argue that these raids only harm the community and don't address the larger issues of immigration reform. They call for policies that focus on keeping families together while ensuring fair wages and worker protections for all workers, regardless of immigration status. In recent years, a growing number of Americans have expressed concern that the government is directing valuable resources, such as healthcare, education, and housing, toward illegal immigrants.
Ellos están viviendo aquí en el Comfort Suite.
No, en el sleep.
En el Sleep. ¿Y por cuánto tiempo han estado ahí?
Yo llevo ya 2 meses y me dieron una prórroga de 2 meses más.
¿Qué han hecho para poder conseguir trabajo?
Eso es difícil
Pero usted sabe que Dios nunca abandona a las personas buenas. Aquí llegan personas buscando muchachos para ayudarlos y eso, a trabajar, sin ningún permiso, papel ni nada.
¿Cuánto es el sueldo mínimo ahí en Venezuela?
$40 mensual, imagínate, mensual. $40 mensual. Cuando aquí tú te ganas mensual, 15 y último te ganas 1.600, 1.500. Sí, es loco. Por eso es que mucha gente ya, Venezuela está sola.
¿Se sienten que gracias a Joe Biden, el presidente, se sintieron
Apoyados. Sí, claro.
Se sintieron apoyados
Sí,
porque
claro,
Joe Biden?
Sí. Le gusta apoyar a los migrantes. Sí, es muy buena persona. No, Trump es otra cosa, ese es otra cosa y este es otra cosa.
Porque todo es casi gratis aquí, ¿cierto? Gracias a Joe Biden.
Gracias al presidente. Gracias al presidente, así es. Un buen presidente, tiene buen corazón.
Many feel that these resources should be prioritized for U.S. citizens. Just take a look at these next videos of everyday people expressing their frustrations with illegal immigration.
Question about this illegal migrant situation. Why don't they ship them to like places like Alaska or Ohio? Like, I'm confused to why they want to ship them to already overpopulated urban communities. If you did all that to cross the border to get in the country illegally, surely I feel like you have no problem with 22 hours worth of sunlight and a little bit of cold. And this is a serious question, and I really want some serious feedback. I'm trying to understand.
New York City has run out of money and will no longer give migrants from Venezuela food stamp cards. The program began because thousands of pounds of food ended up in the trash can because Venezuelans said that this food was not culturally acceptable to them and that they could not see themselves eating American food. Therefore, they threw it in the trash. Approximately 3,000 migrants received these food stamps cards that allow them to purchase foods and anything that they needed. But the mayor has said that he's out of money. There's no more funds to fund the program that has been giving 3,000 migrants from Venezuela a food stamp card. And so it begins, because these people without food stamp cards, without hotel rooms, crime is about to hit the ceiling. We already seen it. New York crime is to the roof, especially done by these migrants who a lot of them belong to gang membership of El Tren de Aragua. The program was unsustainable. 3,000 Venezuelan migrants receiving food stamps for how long? Hotel rooms for how long? What were you trying to accomplish by providing this program? Because the more you give to people, the less they're going to do for themselves. The mayor of New York has been criticized because how dare he discontinues the program for the migrants from Venezuela? How dare he doesn't provide them with unlimited access to free food and free shelter? The rest of immigrants like myself, we don't get it. We do not get it. We never came to this country to ask for a handout. We came to work.
While proponents argue that helping immigrants is an act of compassion, others contend that the influx of people across the southern border is overwhelming social services and putting an additional strain on local governments. As these concerns grow, questions about fairness emerge. Why should U.S. taxpayers fund services for those who aren't legally in the country? Shouldn't American citizens come first? At the heart of the debate is a fear of diminishing opportunities for native-born Americans. Many citizens worry that as the government extends resources to undocumented immigrants, essential services such as affordable housing, job opportunities, and healthcare become less accessible for those who have contributed to the nation's tax base. Another pressing issue is national security. Critics of lax immigration policies argue that open borders expose the country to risks. With an influx of migrants, many fear that not all individuals crossing the border are seeking refuge. Some may have ties to criminal organizations or may pose a threat to national safety.
These migrants are getting worse, and a lot of the media is not covering it. A 19-year-old Venezuelan migrant just literally shot 2 police officers in New York City, NYPD, at point blank. He shot them at point blank range. Now, they have him in custody and he's being charged, but what they are saying is that he basically is stating that a gang is instructing him to shoot at cops. We know what has happened in Aurora
Colorado, if y'all don't know. It's not even happening in just Aurora. Now it's transferring to even Denver, Colorado. What is happening is there are squatter laws in Colorado. And what squatter laws are, the fact that they even still exist in Colorado and it is legal, it blows my mind. The apartment building in Colorado was actually condemned because of the code violations. Now, what tenants was saying is that they were threatening the management or the people that was over the building and not allowing staff to come into the building to like fix it up and things of that nature. Sanctuary city. So Colorado is a sanctuary city, and what that does is it limits. I don't know how much of it is true, but I heard that they were waiting for the older tenants to move out, and then they would move in other tenants and will be taking the money and rent from those tenants. Now, also in Denver, I'm hearing that they broke into many gun stores, and they are trying to do the same thing in Denver. Not only that, we have to be mindful of who we let all of those younger age men come over to the border. We did not lock the border down. And I remember doing a video talking about the border. And here's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with immigrants coming over here, especially when they have dealt with the things that they deal with in their different countries, giving them an opportunity. That's not the point, but the proper thing to do is literally making sure we are coming over, their background. Without proper management, this makes no sense. And when I talked about it last time, a lot of people was in my comments trying to come for me. But look, now y'all see what is happening. And then the media is not even reporting or even trying to talk about this. They're trying to push this under the rug.
These concerns are further amplified by the rise of border crossings that bypass legal checkpoints, making it more difficult for authorities to vet individuals. While lawmakers argue about solutions, some point out that the lack of a cohesive strategy leaves both citizens and immigrants vulnerable. Without clear policies to secure the border and ensure resources are allocated efficiently, the United States risks losing control over both its security and its social systems. The challenge is finding a middle ground. How can the U.S. maintain its commitment to helping those in need while also ensuring the safety and prosperity of its citizens? As the debate over immigration continues, the question remains, how do we balance compassion with protection and ensure that resources are available for those who need them most, whether they were born here or are seeking a new life?
La migra, la policía, la misma porquería. The state is currently burning, but we are having ICE raids in Bakersfield and Kern County in California. And I just want to make sure that we all know how to keep our community safe. Do not answer the door if they show up to your house. You don't have to. If they show up to your workplace, your employer has the right to deny access to the ICE agents. Don't sign any documents. You have the right to remain silent. Don't answer any questions. Ask for a warrant signed by a judge. They usually don't have them. And ask for a lawyer. Let's stay safe, friends. And let's remember that the people that are getting currently deported are mothers and fathers, and that families belong together.
So, what does this all mean for the average person? Well, if you live in Kern County or any area heavily reliant on immigrant labor, you may feel the effects in your day-to-day life. Higher prices at the grocery store, longer wait times at restaurants, and a potential slowdown in local construction projects are just a few ways these raids could manifest in the everyday economy. For those of us not directly impacted by ICE raids, it's important to understand that these actions are part of a much larger debate over immigration reform. As the country grapples with how to address illegal immigration, these operations remind us of the complexity of balancing national security with humanitarian concerns. While enforcement is a part of the immigration system, many experts believe that the solution lies in comprehensive immigration reform, one that addresses the root causes of illegal immigration, offers pathways to citizenship for those already here, and ensures fair treatment for workers. As ICE raids continue in Kern County and beyond, the conversation on immigration is far from over. It's a conversation that requires us to consider not just the economic impact, but also the human costs and the social impact on communities. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and stay updated on future videos. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Let's continue the conversation.